guys, it's Sarah, and today I have a book review for you. This is going to be a book review on He Started It by Samantha Downing. This book is coming out July 21st, and it is being published by Berkley, and I am part of the blog tour for the release of this book. So this one was interesting because this one has been rescheduled for publishing. I think this is the third one and should be the final, but it was starting to come out and the promotions were starting to happen right when the coronavirus started. So it was kind of like, things had to get shuffled around a little bit. So because of that, all of the review books that went out were all digital. So I did read this on my Kindle. I got it from the publisher through NetGalley. So we were told that we would not be able to receive any hard copies, which is totally fine. And the final publication date should be July 21st, so tomorrow, which is very exciting. And I am going to tell you what my thoughts are on it and if I think you should read it. So this is the sophomore book from Samantha Downing. She also wrote My Lovely Wife, which came out a little bit ago, and I have not read that one yet. So when I got offered this one, I went ahead and took the opportunity to be able to read this early because I knew I wanted to read it. And I have a feeling that Samantha Downing is going to be an author that I'm really going to enjoy. And I was not wrong. So He Started It follows a family, and it is a family who is dealing with the loss of the grandfather in their family. And it follows three siblings who go to the reading of his will, his last will and testament. And in his will, he is leaving them all of his money, like his estate, all that stuff, everything that it's worth, he's leaving to these three siblings. However, in order to get this money, they have to recreate a road trip that he took with them when they were young. And it was a very specific road trip that happened. It was for a very specific reason. And he is basically saying, if you want my money, you have to recreate this and go on this trip again in order to spread my ashes. And once that is done, you will get your inheritance. Okay. The problem with this is that it was not a good road trip. It is a lot of bad things happened on this road trip. A lot of crazy things happened, and they are not excited about having to recreate this, but they all are in situations where they need this money. Every single one of them is. They start out with 5 people because 2 of the siblings are married, so they bring their spouses, and then the younger sibling is not married, so she doesn't bring anybody. And so they are all going on this road trip together, so they have to drive, and they are driving. I want to say they start in Georgia, and they're actually, I think they end up in Nevada. And they go all over the place. I mean, it wasn't like a straight shot. It was like, he took them to all these different touristy spots and museums and just kind of random weird places that, like if you were going on a road trip and you wanted to find the most weird things to go and visit, that's pretty much what their grandfather did. And so they were going back and doing all these things and trying to stay at the same hotels if they could. And a lot of things happen on this second road trip as well. And what I really like about this book is that you're getting the dual timeline. So you're seeing what's happening on the current road trip and how long the road trip takes, and it's a kind of a countdown. So you start, and I think it's like 15 days to go. And then it talks about what happens that day, and then 14 days to go. So it goes like day by day. But then you're also getting the flashbacks from what happened on their first trip. And you're kind of seeing how some of them some of the occurrences correlate a little bit and how they're very different, and, what they know now today versus what they knew back then as kids. So that was very interesting. I really like the way that it was done. All 3 of these siblings have some big dark secrets happening in their lives that nobody knows about. So you're seeing them kind of unravel a little bit on this trip as well, and how it's affecting them and how it's affecting the family and all sorts of good things. Now, this book kept me guessing because I was trying to guess, what the motive was with the first road trip in the first place. I was trying to figure out, why are they even taking this road trip with their grandfather? It's kind of strange. But you obviously learn all that. And that was really interesting, the way that unfolded. And then in the current road trip, I had no idea what was going to be happening or who was doing what or who was behind this and what's going on here. And there was just a lot going on at one time, but I was still able, like, I was never confused, and I was able to follow everything really well. I knew kind of who was doing what and who was responsible for what. And I loved it. It was very, very interesting. I read through it really quickly, actually. And I definitely got to a point, probably the last quarter of it, I just could not put it down. I couldn't read it fast enough. And the ending of this book was fantastic. It was so good. Like, that was a really, really, really good ending. I loved it. It was kind of one of those endings that punched you in the face a little bit. Oh, it was so good. So I absolutely love this book. I gave it 5 stars, and since I wasn't able to get a hard copy for the review, I'm actually going to pre-order this book, and I'm going to have a hard copy on my shelves, and I'm going to put it right next to My Lovely Wife that I already have as well. And now I'm really excited to read that one. And yeah, because it's definitely one that I could probably see myself revisiting at some point in my life, and it's definitely one that I want to have around. So I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. And I really hope that you guys are excited about this one, especially if you really liked My Lovely Wife. I think you'll definitely like this one as well. And yeah, it was fantastic. So definitely Samantha Downing is an author that I think I'm going to be picking up all of her work now. So I definitely hope she has plans to write more. And that's it. That's my review. Those are my thoughts. I loved it. And I hope you guys are going to be excited about this release. I hope you're going to pick it up. I will have a link to the Amazon page down below if you guys want to pick this up. I will also leave a link to the Book Depository. I'm trying to do that both because I know I do have some international viewers as well. So Book Depository might be the better way for you to go. So I will leave both of those down below to this book. But if you're excited about it, or if you're even thinking about it, it's a high recommendation for me. And that's going to be it for me today. So please let me know down below if you guys have any questions. Huge thanks to Berkley for allowing me to be a part of this promotion and to be able to share this with you guys. It was a lot of fun, and I absolutely loved it. I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day.